in and have a seat.
There's nobody sitting here. I want to say this to anyone.
And first of all, I just want to ask, how many of you have an Instant Pot? No. Okay. How many of you
Are afraid of it?
you have an Instant Pot, but you don't use it because you're afraid of it? Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about. You know, in January we talked about short-term goals, and Lorena said one of her goals was daily Bible reading with her kids. How you doing on that?
Pretty good. We did
Okay.
one, and then if we don't do it in the house, we do it in the car.
Okay.
Not what I pictured, but I'm doing it.
And the other thing was to learn to use her Instant
Yes.
Pot, because she had it in the cabinet for how long?
2 years.
2 years and never used it. And so we did a quick lesson, and now she's just cooking up a storm, and she's going to talk about that. So let me just tell you a little bit about the Instant Pot. And if you know, if you don't have one, maybe you'll want one. So the Instant Pot is a pressure cooker, and it's just like your grandma's pressure cooker that used to clamp together with a little valve on top, and everyone was afraid to use it because it might explode. But this won't explode. So it has the valves already built in. It has venting valves, and it has pressure valves, and it sets itself. So you don't really have to do anything. In the front, it's really simple. It's got several options for like soup, meat, beans, poultry, and you can set those to certain times so that it automatically defaults to what you usually cook. And that's kind of 102, so we'll save that. Basically, we are going to do this. I'm going to make pasta while we talk. So I'm going to get it going, and then we'll talk about it, all right? And then I'll interrupt you while things are happening here. So I want to make like baked pasta tonight, or pasta with tomato sauce. So I'm going to take a pound of pasta, and this is just a round fusilli. I guess that's how you say it. Fusilli? How do you say it? All right. Say it. Okay, all right. And this works really well with ziti. You can use any kind of pasta. Oh, can you open that? Who knew? Pour it in. Pound of pasta. And then a lot of recipes will say just cover the pasta, but I'm going to do 4 cups of water. So I might have a little water left over, but that's pretty much right. So then it's going to look like that. All right, I'm just going to put water and pasta. You can add salt and you could add seasoning if you want, but this is the 101 class, so we're just going to cook it. You put your lid on with a vent to the back. So when you put it on, it's going to twist. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
You're going to twist till it's locked. These automatically reset, so I don't mess with them unless it seems like something isn't working right, but that's the next class too. So I'm going to hit pressure cook, and then I'm going to set the time. Now, I'm just going to show you. I have presets for this, but because this is 101, I'm going to set this for 5 minutes.
Wow.
5 minutes. So I hit pressure cook, 5 minutes, and then it's on high pressure. That's what mine defaults to. Okay? That's it. Okay, it started. Now, it's going to take a while for it to come up to pressure. All right? So, and a few things are going to happen while that happens. So I'll interrupt her, but talk a little bit about your how learning to use a pressure Instant Pot has changed your life.
Well, first of all, it's made my life a lot easier. So one staple of food we use is beans a lot. So I'd always like soak them, and then I'd go to sleep and put it in my crock pot and have it overnight. But then if I forgot, I had to wait all that hours, and I wouldn't have time by the time school and all that I did. So with the Instapot, I just have to have my beans soaking. I do an hour, and then I put them in here, and it was like, because I did a lot. I did like 2 pounds, right? So it was like, overall, the whole time was like 30 minutes, and then I had fresh beans.
Wow.
Yeah, ridiculous.
No,
I know.
I saw a few people be like, what you talking about, bro?
Yeah, it is life changing. So then the other thing that is like, I have a bunch of frozen meat, and if I would forget to defrost it, I was stuck again with, I didn't have something to make, or I didn't do it. So again, I put it in here, and it's like 30 minutes, and my meat is shredded. Like, I like to make shredded beef tacos a lot, or shredded veggie tacos, and it's just, we have good food every day now. Which is really nice, because if you forget, you forget. Or like if I want some chicken, anything I need, it's literally like 30, 45 minutes at the most, depending on how frozen it is. So it doesn't even matter if I forgot to bring it out. The Instapot cooks it right away. And now I can actually make my Mexican rice like in 20 minutes, like no lie, and it comes out beautiful.
Okay, give us your recipe for Mexican rice.
So what I do is, yeah, and the Instapot, and it's pretty all the time. Like, it's if I go after a child, and then I would burn it, or if I'd go to the restroom, or if something would happen, and I'd always burn it. So, or my husband would be like, you didn't make it with love. And I was like, no, I made it with So, I get 2 cups of white rice, and I wash it till it's clean. And then I like to get, it's better than, yeah. Okay. So I put 2 tablespoons, and when it's in there cooked, I put it on saute, and I'll saute that till it gets nice and brown. All right. You use less dishes, ladies. Less dishes.
So you saute with the cover off?
Yeah. You can like it's like a regular cooking. So I saute that. Once it's got nice and brown, then I add the tomato sauce, and I let it cook a little bit in there, and then I'll put in my 3 cups of water, and then I put it on. Doesn't it? It has rice. So mine was already preset, and I pressed rice. And I think it's like 12 minutes. And then I'll throw the cilantro in there, close it, and in 12 minutes, I have rice.
Wow.
Which Mexican bouillon did you use?
The one at Costco.
Is it about
Chicken, yeah, chicken.
Because there's all.
Yeah, no, yeah, the
I use
chicken.
veggie a lot.
Oh.
I use the veggie bouillon a lot.
So do you put some oil so that you can brown it?
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit.
And do you use just, 8-ounce cans of tomato sauce? Or
So I used a little one.
Okay.
When
but the
before
whole
I,
can.
yeah,
Okay.
before I had that many kids, I would like boil the tomatoes and make it fresh. But maybe now that it's only 12 minutes, I could go back to that. I haven't tried that. But yeah, and it was like 12 minutes, and I had my rice. Like, I want to make it now because it's so easy. So now we eat a lot of rice.
So, do you put the rice in a skillet with the
No,
oil?
you put it in here,
Put it in there?
It's sauteed.
Taste
There's
it
a
for you.
saute mode.
You mean you don't have to make it brown before?
Yeah, no, in here, but you make it in the Instapot.
It changes functions in the same pot.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to clean.
Yes. Now I want 2 of the liners so that I can, because the other day I wanted to make ground beef and potato tacos. So I grounded the beef, and then I took it out and let it rest. Then instead of I took my potatoes and I cut them, and then I put them in the Instapot, and I think I steamed them or did it for like 4 minutes. And then I mixed it together, added my seasoning, and then I had my meat for my tacos.
Wow.
So easy. Thank you, Didi.
Hey, let me give you a couple of my favorites.
Yeah.
Hard-boiled eggs.
Okay.
So with hard-boiled eggs, you use this little thing that comes with it, all right? It's like a little stand in there. You put in a cup of water. You always have to use liquid when you use an Instant Pot, because that's what creates the steam, that creates the vacuum that is going to cause the pressure. So you can never do anything dry. If you're sauteing, that's different, but you put in a cup of water, you put this in, you set your little eggs right here, you do exactly what I just did for 5 minutes. At the end of 5 minutes, and we're going to see this when this reaches pressure. At the end of 5 minutes, you're going to let it sit for 5 minutes. Your timer will go off, I'm done, and then it's going to sit for 5 minutes. That's called natural release time. And then at the end of 5 minutes, you're going to finish releasing the pressure, which I'm going to show you, and you put it in ice water. and the shells will just slip off.
How many eggs can you put in?
I usually do 6 because it's so quick. It's not like, you know, if I'm doing deviled eggs or egg salad, I'll just cook 6 at a time.
Well, that depends on how big your pot is too, because they have the 8-quart now instead of just the 6-quart.
Also, another one of my favorites is a roast. So I can do a 3-pound roast. I sear it on the saute on all sides. I season it. I actually usually cut it into 3 parts, but the other day I didn't. I just decided to see if I could do a 3-pound roast without cutting it. Some liquid in the bottom, some better than bouillon if you want, because you want gravy, right, when you're all done. Put this in, the roast on top, 50 minutes for a 3-pound roast.
Wow, 5-0.
50, yes. Then at the end of 50 minutes, I open my pot. I put in potatoes and carrots or onions, or you can put an onion in at the beginning if you like that sort of thing. Whatever else I'm putting in, lock it back up, set it for 10 minutes. Now pressure's got to build, but it's already hot, so it's not going to take very long. The pressure will build, and then in 10 minutes, I take it out, and then I've got roast and veggies ready to eat.
Do you have to add more water when you put the veggies in?
No, because the juice is from the meat.
Is the roast thawed out?
I did do a thawed roast. You're gonna have to add more time for frozen.
Frozen.
But it's okay. It's still fast.
Usually a cup, you have to use a minimum of a half a cup, but usually about a cup. I feel like this guy should be coming up pretty quick here.
Those eggs again, I only got used wire wrap, 1 cup of water and 6 eggs.
Okay, 5 minutes on high pressure.
Where is it on the setting?
You're just gonna hit pressure cook and then make the number go down or up to 5.
Okay.
After 5 minutes, you're gonna let it sit for 5 minutes. And then you're gonna release the rest of your pressure. You can't open this lid if the pressure's going. So it's got a lot of safety things built in. So, and then put it in ice, an ice bath for 5 minutes, just to cool them down.
Cause I get the peels off my eggs.
This is a game changer. Did you have another question?
So you don't need to cover the eggs?
With water?
With
No,
water?
no, it's just gonna create steam. So,
Amazing.
and you will find some things, sometimes the fuller the pot is, the quicker it comes to pressure. Because all that space in there's gotta build pressure. So that's why we're trying to talk it while we're doing it. It should, it should be coming. So after your 5-minute cooking period is up, you are going to use the instant release button. And this has already been released, so you won't hear it, but you'll push it, and that is when all your steam will be released. You want to keep this away from you because it's going to be hot. And it'll just take maybe 30 seconds or so for it to be released. When it's released, the lid will release. If it's under pressure, your lid won't even come off, so you don't have to worry about that. And then here's a neat little holding place for your lid when you're done with it. It doesn't bend, don't break it, but it'll sit there. And then you've got perfectly cooked al dente pasta. If you need to drain it, then you can drain it. And Lorena drains hers like this. She puts this is not very hot, so I'm touching it, but use hot pot holders. She puts her strainer inside the pot and then strains through it. And then you can pour your pasta into the strainer. You can add a little oil if you're not going to use it right away so it doesn't stick, but you've got al dente pasta. You can add your sauce, you can add meat, that's another lesson, and then you have a whole meal ready to go. This will automatically keep warm if you set it to keep warm. It will just stay warm until you're ready. So that's our first Instant Pot lesson. Have fun.